I'm doing something I don't normally do. I don't always go live. But I figure I want to switch it up a little bit. I'm normally not off on a Saturday, but the teams that I cover are all playing out of town. So it kind of works in my favor. And I really want to get into last night's Final Four. So I'm repping UCLA because that's the team I chose on my bracket. But I do want to say I am a South Carolina Gamecocks fan. But I kind of learned when I'm picking stuff, I don't always go by loyalty. So just want to put that disclaimer out. So let me get into the first matchup. First of all, let me get a little bit of sip of coffee. When I tell y'all I slept in this morning like I played, it's crazy. But anyway, so you had the Dundada, um, Don Staley going up against Gino and the South Carolina Gamecocks going up against UConn. You know what I'm saying? UConn versus South Carolina. I'm still waking up. So, first of all, let's get into the intros. I thought it was really cool how they had the team intros. And I knew, like, I felt like UConn was undefeated. And, I thought they would win it all. Not necessarily. I thought it would be South Carolina last night. I think I picked them in my bracket. But when I heard that Cardi B on that intro song, I knew they had something else of mine. But so, anyways, intros was fire. And I want to say the first two quarters were very competitive. And then, like, in the third quarter, Don Staley was out there playing checkers. I mean, playing chess when they was playing checkers. And I just feel like she outcoached them. Let's get on the defense. Um, Raven Johnson and Tessa Johnson, aka Johnson and Johnson Incorporated. They did a great job on Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd is one of my top players. I think she was gonna go number one overall pick in the WNBA draft. Not too sure now, but yeah, they did a great job. I want to say that Raven actually covered Sarah and AZ, which is crazy as a versatile guard. But she's SEC Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. And then Tessa did a great job on my girl AZ Fudd. I want to say AZ went like 3 of 19 or something, just a horrible stat like that. I hate she had to go out like that her last game, but hey, winners win. And then two other people I think no one saw coming. I want to talk about, I want to say her name is Latson. Tanaya Latson. Yeah, she was a transfer from Florida State last year. And people were saying how she had to kind of take a back seat and she didn't have such a big scoring role. But she really, really showed up last night. And to me, it was a great, like, I guess, like full circle moment of seeing how that transfer made a difference. Because I remember watching the Final Four last year. I actually had the privilege of going to the Final Four, and South Carolina just kind of felt flat in that championship game, like they didn't have someone that can create for themselves. Well, I feel like Sanaya Latson, not only was she able to create for herself, she was the top scorer for a while, and she also had a double double with rebounds. But when you saw her making steals, assists, plays, giving her body out there, just putting it on the line, on the floor, she was really in my opinion, a Swiss Army knife last night. So you saw that coming to fruition. And then the rookie, her name escapes me, but she came off the bench putting up 14 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, she had a killer three, just like, hey, what's up, new friend? Thank you. Thank you. But so she had a killer instinct out there, and I really love what South Carolina did. Just a master class on coaching and playing. Now the drama began around the third quarter. Hey, new friend. The drama began around the third quarter, right? So I ain't never really seen no interview where the coach is one cussing. So Gino cussed on live TV when he was interviewing with Holly Rowe. And then he also kind of like outed Dawn Staley saying she was doing something crazy. I don't know. It seemed crazy, it seemed flabbergasted. And then like when he was talking about, hey everyone, I appreciate y'all chiming in on me this morning. I appreciate that so much. Yes. Cheers and coffee to us talking sports. And this early, well, I guess it ain't that early. It's like 11 o'clock. But he was saying that Sarah Strong jersey got ripped. But honestly, she ripped it herself. People saw she ripped it herself. So that was just crazy controversy. And then at the end of the game, he basically pulled up on Dawn Staley, which is a sucker move, honestly. Yeah, but I'll give a little background. Geno Smith, I mean, no, not Geno Smith. Sorry, no shade to you, Geno Smith. Geno is actually a sore loser. He's been a sore loser for a while, but I think people just aren't used to him losing. So I remember back, because I'm old school, you know what I'm saying? But I'm old school, right? I don't know if I'm still 6'7". I don't know what that is. But Don is still is yeah. We don't take no stuff from for Don. What's up, my girl Mimi? We ride at Don for Don. But yeah, so I go back to say back when Gino was coaching UConn back in the days before they were so dominant, he used to have an ongoing beef with Pat Summitt. Pat Summitt was the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. She coached like Shamika Holsqua, one of my goats, Candace Parker, and he treated her really poorly. And so last night, the way that I saw him treat Don Staley, the first thing thought came to my mind was Pat Summitt. And I think for the newer fans, like they don't know him as a sore loser just because he hasn't been losing. He's been dominant most of our lives. So yeah, Geno's, I'm used to it. I'm used to it, and he need to be better than that because like, bro, like what do oh. Hey Steven, how you doing? I'm talking about the women's Final Four last night. I appreciate you tapping in. Um, the controversy kind of pissed me off because I feel like it took away from the players, and I don't know if that was strategic. Like if he wanted us to talk more about his drama with Don than we talked about the game. That way he ain't really got to be, take accountability for being out coached. But I ain't like that, and it was very unprofessional. But I did like the fact that ESPN had all the receipts of the stuff he was lying about. Never been prouder. Yes, we love a little pettiness. But we're going to move on to the next matchup. So you had Texas and UCLA. That probably was one of the most underwhelming games I've watched. Like halftime, it was like 20-19 or some crazy score. Very much a defensive game. Texas just didn't have it. I felt pretty bad for Booker, Madison Booker. She went for like, maybe she had 3 points of the whole night. She shot like 50, 60 shots. It was crazy. It was just hard to watch. But sometimes you just don't have it. As shooters, sometimes you just don't have it. Rory Harmon, shout out to her, had a great career, 5-year senior. And I love the way that Vic Schaefer was able to comfort her afterwards. But yeah, I wanted to kind of give my take a little bit about last night's Final Four matchup. I ain't gonna talk all day, but it was pretty good games, and I'm interested in the championship game. I don't know why they're doing it on Easter Sunday, but it is what it is. Personally, I'm cheering for the South Carolina Gamecocks. But if I'm going by brackets and stats, I gotta roll with UCLA. So I don't really care too much who wins or who loses. I can make a little extra money by UCLA, but I think Dawn deserves it. So we'll see. And I'm excited that there are actually 2 female coaches coaching in the championship game. That doesn't always happen either. So I feel you, Mimi. I love me some Dawn. Dawn Staley been my GOAT since I was in like elementary school. Yeah, I used to watch her when she played for Virginia. And one of the crazier things to me last night is that Coach Gino actually used to coach Dawn. I guess, when the student starts to school the teacher crash out. You know what I'm saying? So it was very sad to watch that last night. But I kind of want Tanaya Latson to perform really well at the championship game. I think her draft stock kind of dipped a little bit when she transferred from Florida State. So I think 1 or 2 good more games out of her. Well, I guess she ain't got but 1. But I think a good performance in the championship game will kind of help her at least get in that first round, So we'll see. Interesting matchup. And if you guys like this, send me a comment, let me know, and maybe, every Saturday or every other Saturday, I'll hop in and do a live stream. So, yeah, trying new things. Everybody have a blessed, prosperous, and a legendary day. Cheers.